Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and I am so happy to have you joining me for a quick clean with me as we prepare for Christmas Eve. Please disregard my voice. I woke up this morning with a little bit of a runny nose. And to be honest with you, I am not surprised considering how many kiddos at my school were sick this week. And I guess it was just kind of inevitable, but I sound terrible, but I feel okay. So we're going to get started today with groceries. I did put in a grocery order so that I would be prepared for the week that we were home. I don't know about your kiddos or if you have kiddos, but when my kids are home, they seem to eat like triple the amount of food that they normally would in a day. So I got extra snacks so that we were fully prepared for this upcoming Christmas break, and definitely, you know, upped my grocery bill, but I feel like it was really important. So we're going to get all those groceries put away and organized. You guys, my pantry is a state right now. Oh my gosh, it is such a hot mess in there. I'm going to show you a clip of it here in just a little bit. And that's actually after I cleaned it up a little, but it is so bad. I have been collecting some new organization items so that I can get that in tip-top shape for the new year. That's actually going to be one of my #1 projects over Christmas break this week. So stay tuned for a pantry organization video coming up. I have not done any reorganization since we moved in, and you know, it's been okay. Like the organization I've put in place has been okay, but there's definitely a lot more stuff in there than when I first organized it. Things that I don't need to have in there all the time, things that can move down to the basement, just things that need to get reorganized. So stay tuned for that video. Do you guys have any Christmas Eve traditions that you do in your family? I know when I was younger, we used to open one present to get us excited for the Christmas, you know, the next day. But here in my house, really our tradition is us just kind of hanging out, watching Christmas movies. We'll go look at Christmas lights, but really just get ready for tomorrow. This year we are starting some new traditions. We are actually hosting Christmas Eve here at our house. We're going to be making some gingerbread houses. I purchased several boxes of graham crackers. We're going to do the graham cracker houses this year. And we are going to be ordering pizza and chicken wings and just kind of hanging out. I am going to be making some snack foods while in this video. I'm going to be making some corn dip. I'm also going to be making some deviled eggs so that we have plenty of snacks while we are decorating our houses, and I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to watch Christmas with the Cranks. That is our go-to on Christmas Eve. Even though we've already watched it once this season, I could watch it over and over. It's so funny. And we're just going to hang out. My in-laws are coming over. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what do you guys do for Christmas Eve? One of the things that I did off camera was empty out my refrigerator. I had a ridiculous amount of leftovers in there. There was even stuff like buried in the back from Thanksgiving. It's actually really embarrassing, but I scraped everything out. Trash already went out, so that's good. But now it was time just to get all of that cleaned. And I don't like to put a lot of my Tupperware in the dishwasher. I just feel like it kind of wears it down. So I am hand washing 90% of it, and we're going to get all of this put away. I'm literally going to dry it all, get it all put away. It was desperate for a good washing, so I'm glad that I got that done. But the fridge is still jam-packed. It's full. It's disorganized. It definitely needs to be, reorganized. So does my cleaning closet, my kitchen drawers, the junk drawer, the kids' homework area. So many areas just need to be organized. So that is my goal for the next several months as we move into the new year, is just to get the house reorganized, because it has kind of fallen apart over the year that we've lived here. So now that the kitchen is clean, the dishes are clean and put away, it's time to cook dinner. And although this was Christmas Eve, I still wanted to do something really simple that was easy to clean up. I just spent all that time cleaning up. So that's what I'm working on. The kids were in the background watching The Grinch, and I was making walking tacos. So walking tacos is something that we always make when we go camping, and it takes me back to my Girl Scout days when I was Girl Scout troop leader for Michaela's troop. We used to make walking tacos every time we went camping. Basically, it's just tacos in a Dorito bag. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It's stupidly simple. Like, honestly, it's fail proof, and it's a great meal choice if you're looking to not have dishes because you eat it out of the Dorito bag. Now, if you want to be more civilized, you can put it on a plate. However, we're keeping it super, super simple. And like I said, this is always the meal I make when we go camping. It's like our night one meal. I pre-make everything, so all I have to do is heat the meat when we're camping, so that way when we're done setting up our campsite and we're so tired we don't want to cook anything, our dinner is already made. So while the beef is cooking, I am going to work on my dining room table. It's just kind of the catch-all, so things just needed to be put away. I bought new Kleenex, thank goodness, because I've been using it a ton this morning. I'm putting it inside this cute little house. I got this at Target, and you can find it, I think, like in their home section, but I just think it's cute, so that lives in my living room. But other than that, it's just kind of cleaning it up, getting it wiped down. It was covered in hot chocolate from earlier in the day, and then we're going to get dinner finished up. Coming back over to our ground beef, now that it's all fully cooked, I'm going to go ahead and add in some taco seasoning. This is just the same stuff you would find in a packet. I just have it in this value size, and I'm just double checking how much water. Again, we're going to add in our water. We're going to let that cook up and get all ready to go. It's going to be absolutely delicious, and you could do this with ground turkey if you wanted, but we used ground beef. It's what I had in the freezer. And we're going to let that cook up, and then we're going to get our walking taco all assembled.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It's the night of the dear Savior's birth.
We've recently invested in a few cool mist humidifiers around the house because it's just been so dry. So I am going to take a second to refill this while the meat is cooking. It's helping my plants, it's helping our skin, and they are really, really nice to have around. These are from Amazon, and they're very affordable. I'll have them linked for you down below.
Yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees.
Now that our meat is fully cooked, it's time to assemble the rest of our toppings. So you're just going to use whatever you would use in a regular taco. We keep these incredibly simple. So I just have a little head of iceberg lettuce. I'm going to shred some of that up. As you see there, I also have that box of the Dorito bags. Now you could use Cool Ranch. We use the nacho cheese, And you can buy those ready-made bags just at your local grocery store. I find them at Walmart. They don't sell them at every grocery store, but I know they have them at my Walmart. They also have them at my Price Chopper. So just going to kind of shred up this lettuce, and then we're also going to shred up some cheese, and then we're also going to get our sour cream ready as well as some salsa, and then we'll be ready to assemble.
So lit by light, our stars sweetly gleaming. Here come the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings laid us lowly manger in all our trials, born to be our friend. Oh, fall.
So as I mentioned, the whole purpose of the walking taco is that you make it all in the bag so you can kind of move around with it. Like I said, if you're camping, you just kind of grab it and go sit down somewhere. You can just sit in your camping chair and eat. So you grab a bag, go ahead and crush up your chips a little bit, add in your meat. Be careful, if it's really hot like this, it's going to make your bag hot, so it won't melt the bag, just makes it hot. Then you can add in whatever toppings you like. For this one, I was making this for Griffin, so I added in everything. But you could add, tomatoes, you could add some red onion if you wanted, you could add whatever you want. So this is just what I had on hand, and again, I was just trying to keep it nice and simple. But you add it all into the bag, shake it up, grab a fork. You could even use a disposable one if you wanted, and hand it on over to your family. And easy peasy dinner is ready to go. So now it's later on in the night. The kids have actually gone up to bed, and I'm going to work on some snacks for tomorrow's gingerbread house making party. So I'm going to get started by boiling some eggs for some deviled eggs. And I decided I was going to do some colored eggs just like I did for the 4th of July and for Easter. I'm going to make them red and green. So I'm just putting these in the pot, covering them with water, gonna get those boiling. And while those are cooking up, we're also going to make some corn dip. This is another recipe I shared in the 4th of July video. And this is a recipe from my cousin Susan. She makes it all the time. It is so good. We absolutely love it. It's so very simple, but absolutely delicious. So you'll need 2 cans of shoe peg corn, and you're going to put that into a mixing bowl with a cup of mayonnaise, a cup of sour cream, a cup of cheddar cheese, salt, pepper, and about 1/4 of a cup of red onion. So I'm going to dice up the red onion now, and you're going to let that soak. You're not cooking this red onion, and you don't want it to be too flavorful that it overpowers the rest of the flavors in your dip. So I'm going to dice this up, and then we're going to let it soak in some water while we assemble the rest of the dip, and then we'll add it in, and it won't be overpowering. also didn't mention, but you'll want to make sure that you drain your corn so that way your dip is not too liquidy. So drain your corn so that it's ready to go. I make all of this in a big mixing bowl, and then we're going to add it into a Tupperware to put it in the fridge. You want to let this sit overnight if you can. You want it nice and cold. It'll firm up and all of the flavors will kind of meld together. It's absolutely delicious. You eat it with tortilla chips and it is so good. It's so addicting though. Be careful. While that was being assembled, the eggs did finish up, so I let them cook for about 17 minutes, and then I'm going to put them here into an ice bath. This just stops the cooking and helps them peel a little bit easier, though I will say they were still kind of a pain in the butt to peel, but that's just how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and get these peeled. Like I said, I'm going to let these soak so that in some food coloring so that they're colored for the next day. Again, this is a recipe from the 4th of July video, so if you're curious on how to do this, I go into more detail in that video. It is on my Cook With Me playlist. However, basically all you do is you take the egg whites of your deviled egg and you just put them in water with some food coloring and you let them sit. The longer you let them sit, the darker the egg white will be. It's not going to change the flavor of your egg white whatsoever. It's just going to give it some color. So I am just going to add green and red to some water. You don't need to add vinegar or any of that stuff. It's not like you're dyeing, hard-boiled eggs from the outside. You're just going to add your food coloring into the water and then add your egg whites into the water. So we're going to get this stirred up. We're going to get our whole eggs cut in half. We'll put the egg yolk in one side and then plop the egg white into the food color. So I did that with all of my eggs here. And then you're just going to stir them in, make sure they're all covered. And I actually decided to let mine sit overnight so that they would be very, very saturated. So you're not going to see the end result in this video. I'm so sorry. But if you follow me on Instagram over at Charlotte Grove Farmhouse, I will post a picture to my stories today about how they turned out. I also promised the kiddos I'd post pictures of their gingerbread houses, and I would let you guys vote for whose gingerbread house they liked the best, and they were really excited about that. So make sure you're following me at Charlotte Grove Farmhouse on Instagram to see how these turned out, to see how our gingerbread house making party turns out and to vote for your favorite gingerbread house out of all my kiddos. They are so excited about that. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of this video. I'm just going to put these items back into my refrigerator. We're going to let that sit overnight and I'll assemble them in the morning. So I hope that this video finds you well. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas Eve and a beautiful Christmas. Happy Hanukkah if that's what you're celebrating. And I just hope everybody has the most beautiful couple of days. What a wonderful weekend it is. So until the next one, my friends. Bye-bye.